Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real today. We live in a world where people get confused about relationships because actions and words don't always line up. I've seen so many women ask, Steve, why is he acting distant? Why does he pull back after a few days of being close? And the answer most times comes down to this simple truth. An avoidant man acts very differently when you're just an option compared to when you're the one. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break something down for you today. You ever meet somebody and at first you can't tell if you're the real deal or just another option on their list? That confusion right there, it's one of the biggest signs of how avoidant people act when they don't truly see you as the one. See, when someone is avoidant, they're not running around with a banner saying, I'm scared of love. Nah, they show it in the small ways, the distance, the mixed signals, the inconsistent energy. If you're just an option, you'll feel it even if they never say it out loud. They'll be hot and cold, here 1 minute and gone the next. Like a man dipping his toe in the water but never daring to jump in. And the worst part, they'll act like it's normal, like you're supposed to just take whatever little bit of attention they're willing to give. Now, let me tell you something, ladies. When you're just an option, an avoidant man will give you just enough to keep you around, but not enough to make you feel secure. He'll send that random text late at night, maybe check in after a week, but he won't put in the kind of consistent effort that makes you feel like a priority. You'll always be left guessing, wondering what he's thinking, and that's because he's not thinking about building something with you. He's thinking about what's convenient for him. He's living in a world where he can keep his emotions safe, and as long as you're not the one, he's not risking anything. But when you're the one, everything changes. See, love has this funny way of making a man face himself. Even the most avoidant man, when he meets a woman who touches his soul, will feel something shift inside him. He might still be scared. He might still have those walls up, but he won't be able to ignore what he feels. He'll start doing things that don't even make sense to him, like calling you first, checking on your day, making plans for the future. That's because when a man knows you're the one, he can't let fear get in the way of losing you. A man who sees you as the one will show you through his actions, not just his words. He'll be consistent. He won't have you sitting around wondering where you stand because he'll make sure you know. He'll prioritize you in ways that speak louder than any I love you ever could. And it won't always be big fancy gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as showing up when it matters, being present, listening, and caring about what's going on in your world. That's the difference. I tell women all the time, if you have to guess whether you're important to him, you already know the answer. Men aren't that complicated. When a man truly values you, you won't have to chase him, remind him, or beg for attention. He'll give it freely because he knows what's at stake. A man can have avoidant tendencies, but love will push him to grow. Love will make him break out of his patterns because deep down, he knows he's got something special that he can't afford to lose. So if you're feeling like you're just an option, don't settle for that. Know your worth. You deserve to be with someone who doesn't just show up when it's convenient, but who makes you a part of his life every single day. An avoidant man might be scared, but if you're truly the one, he'll find a way to show it. Because real love doesn't hide, and it doesn't make you feel like second best. And when you see that difference, you'll never have to question where you stand again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that confuses so many women out there: how avoidant men act. when you're just an option versus when you're truly the one. Now, I need you to hear me on this because the difference is like night and day. And if you don't recognize it, you'll waste years trying to convince a man to treat you like a priority when he never saw you as one in the first place. Avoidant men have this pattern of staying emotionally distant when they're not serious. They'll keep you around, but they'll never give you the kind of energy, consistency, or love that says, I see you as my future. They might text here and there. They might show up when it's easy, but you'll always be left wondering if you're enough. And the truth is, it's not about whether you're enough. It's about whether he's ready to step up. When you're just an option, his actions will show it loud and clear. He'll act like he's too busy to call, too tired to see you, or too caught up with life to give you more than a few crumbs of attention. And yet, when he needs something, when he's lonely or bored, you're the first one he reaches out to. That's not love, that's convenience. A man who only treats you as an option will give the bare minimum to keep you around. He might even say all the right things, you're special, you're different, I like you. But if his actions don't back it up, those words don't mean a thing. But when you're the one, oh, everything changes. An avoidant man, no matter how scared or guarded he is, can't help but rise to the occasion when he realizes you're the woman he can't lose. See, love has a way of cracking even the hardest shells. He'll start opening up in ways he's never done before. He'll share parts of himself that no one else gets to see because he feels safe with you. And trust me, ladies, for a man who's used to keeping his emotions locked up, that's a big deal. When you're the one, he'll fight his own fears. He might not even understand why he's suddenly doing things that scare him, planning for the future, talking about feelings, showing up even when it's uncomfortable. But that's what happens when real love takes over. A man can't ignore the pull of someone who truly matters to him. He'll start being consistent, not because you asked, but because he wants to. He'll want to know how your day was. He'll want to check in just to hear your voice. He'll want to make sure you're okay, even when he's tired or busy. That's what effort looks like. I tell women all the time, pay attention to what a man does, not just what he says. If you're always guessing where you stand, if you feel like you're chasing him for attention, that's your answer. A man who truly values you will never leave you confused. He'll make sure you know you're a priority because he can't risk losing you. And let me tell you, an avoidant man who finds the one will surprise himself. He'll realize that love is worth being vulnerable, worth letting go of fear, worth putting in the work. Ladies, don't settle for being an option when you deserve to be someone's choice. If a man is serious about you, his effort will show. And fellas, let me talk to you too. If you know she's rare, stop holding back. A woman who's the one doesn't come around twice. When you find her, you step up, you fight those fears, and you love her right. Because in the end, actions speak louder than every excuse you could ever make. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive deep into something that so many people struggle to understand: how avoidant men behave when a woman is just an option versus when she is truly the one. See, avoidant men are often misunderstood. They're not cold-hearted. They just fear closeness because it makes them feel vulnerable. But here's the thing. When you're just an option, they'll lean on that fear and hide behind it. When you're the one, though, something inside of them pushes past that fear because losing you is a risk they cannot take. When a man sees you as just an option, his behavior screams it louder than any words he could say. He's inconsistent. He calls or texts only when it suits him, and if you need him, he's suddenly too busy. He gives you just enough attention to keep you interested, but not enough to make you feel valued. And that inconsistency, that back and forth energy leaves you confused. You find yourself questioning, does he even care? And the truth is, when you're just an option, he doesn't care enough to invest deeply. He's keeping you at arm's length because you're not his priority. He's still looking around, still holding back, still unsure if he wants to risk anything real. But let me tell you, when you are the one, that same avoidant man starts showing up differently. Love has a way of breaking down walls that even fear can't hold up. Suddenly, he's making time for you, not because you asked him to, but because he wants to. He starts to invest in the relationship. He's no longer satisfied with giving you crumbs. He wants to give you the whole loaf. He'll plan dates, check in regularly, and show a level of consistency that you never thought you'd see from him. And here's the kicker. When you're the one, he starts to open up. Vulnerability, which once scared him to death, becomes something he's willing to try for you. He'll share his thoughts, his fears, his dreams, because he knows that you see the real him and you accept him. That level of trust doesn't come easy for an avoidant man, but for the right woman, he will take that leap. He'll begin to express emotions that he might have kept buried for years, because the fear of losing you is greater than the fear of getting hurt. A man's actions tell you everything you need to know. If he's treating you like an afterthought, he's already made a choice. You're not the one he's fighting for. A man who truly values a woman will go out of his way to make her feel secure. He will show effort even on his worst days. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. That's how you know the difference between being just an option and being the one. Ladies, hear me when I say this. Stop giving your all to someone who only gives you half of theirs. If you find yourself questioning where you stand, that's your answer. You deserve a man who makes it clear that you are his choice every single day. A man who loves you will not make you feel like you're begging for his time, attention, or affection. He'll give those things freely because he knows what you mean to him. And fellas, if you've got a woman who makes you feel things you've never felt before, don't let fear ruin it. Don't hide behind that avoidant behavior, because a good woman will only wait so long before she walks away. When you find the woman, step up, push past your fears, and show her through your actions that she's the woman you choose 1,000 times over. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a real conversation about something that leaves so many women confused. How avoidant men behave when you're just an option compared to when you're truly the one. Avoidant men are not necessarily bad guys. They just carry fears, insecurities, and walls that make emotional closeness feel dangerous to them. But here's the truth. No matter how avoidant he is, his actions will tell you everything you need to know. When you're just an option, his effort will be half-hearted, his presence will be inconsistent, and his communication will always feel like it's on his terms. But when you're the woman who touches his soul, he'll fight those very fears he's been hiding behind, because the thought of losing you will scare him more than commitment ever could. When you're just an option, an avoidant man will keep his emotional distance. He won't prioritize you. You might get that occasional text late at night or a quick call when he's bored, but there won't be any real consistency. His energy will be scattered, because he's not focused on building something real with you. He might act interested when you're around, but the second you're apart, it's like you have to fight for his attention. That's because he's keeping one foot in and one foot out. He's not willing to risk his comfort for someone he doesn't see as his future. And deep down, you'll feel it. You'll know that you're not the woman he's going out of his way for. Because a man who's truly invested doesn't make you question your place in his life. But when you're the one, that same man will start showing a different side of himself. He might still have avoided tendencies, but he'll be willing to push through them just to keep you close. He'll start calling more, texting more, not because you demanded it, but because he genuinely wants to connect. He'll plan to see you, he'll show up on time, and he'll give you his full attention. His effort becomes consistent because his heart knows you're worth it. You'll see him make changes, even small ones, because he doesn't want to risk losing you. A man who sees you as the one will invest his time, his energy, and his presence. And ladies, let me tell you, when a man is serious about you, you'll never have to guess. Avoidant men are often afraid of vulnerability, but when they find the one, they begin to open up in ways they never thought possible. He'll share his fears, his dreams, his struggles, and his past because he knows you'll understand him. He'll feel safe enough to be real, even when being real scares him. That's how you'll know the difference. When you're just an option, he hides. He hides behind excuses, behind work, behind his own silence. But when you're the one, he comes out from behind those walls and lets you see the real him, because love will always push a man to grow. A man's actions will always reveal the truth. If you're feeling like you're begging for his time, chasing his affection, or constantly guessing where you stand, that's your sign. A man who loves you will not make you wonder. He'll make it clear through consistency that you're not just someone he calls when it's convenient. You're the woman he's building his life with. And if you're not getting that energy, you've got to recognize your worth and stop settling for less. Fellas, listen to me for a second. If you got a woman who sees you for who you are, who's willing to love you even with your flaws, don't play games with her. Avoidant or not, if she's the one, step up, put the effort in. Love requires risk, but the right woman is worth it every single time, because in the end, what you give is exactly what you'll get back. Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you today about something that leaves so many women second-guessing themselves, how avoidant men act when you're just an option versus when you are truly the one. Avoidant men are a puzzle because they can make you feel wanted one moment and leave you doubting everything the next. But the difference in their behavior when you're just another choice compared to when they see you as the one they can't lose is powerful and undeniable. When a woman is just an option, an avoidant man keeps his walls up high. He's careful not to invest too much because deep down, he doesn't see her as someone he's willing to risk his heart for. His communication is scattered. His energy inconsistent. One day he's texting you like you're the center of his world, and the next day he's vanished without explanation. And when you try to confront him, he might say things like, "I've been busy," or "I'm just tired." But the truth is, he's not making you a priority. He's comfortable keeping things casual because he's not afraid of losing you. That's what happens when you're just an option. He's not afraid to let the connection fade. But when a man sees you as the one, that same avoidant behavior starts to change. He will fight his own nature, his own fears, and even his pride to show up for you. Suddenly,